Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Poland Daily, the first English news program in Poland. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Leader of the ruling Law and Justice Party, Jarosław Kaczyński, released a seasonal greetings video wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, touching briefly on this year's economic success and the historical celebrations of the 100th anniversary of regaining independence, while simultaneously wishing for an equally fulfilling upcoming year and an even more prosperous Poland.
Szanowni Państwo.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christmas is just around the corner, followed closely by New Year's. I want to give you my best wishes. Have a nice, happy holidays with your families and try as much as you can to share the hope and joy brought forward by Christ. I would also like to wish you all the best in the coming year. The year that is passing brought with it many wonderful things. We observed the celebrations of the 100th anniversary of regaining independence, as well as a booming economic success. I wish the coming year will bring fulfillment to every individual and bring forward a strong, prosperous and justful Poland, which we all undoubtedly long for. As I emphasize, for everybody.
Jeszcze raz powtarzam to słowo dla wszystkich. Dziękuję.
Stanisław Karszewski, the Speaker of the Polish Senate, has announced that the Senate will convene on a short notice on December 28th to vote on a new bill meant to stabilize the price of electricity. The Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki has made it publicly earlier that he will take measures to keep electricity prices on the same level as in 2018. It is now clear that both the upper and the lower house of the parliament will convene on the 28th with the ambition to pass the bill before the new year. The third federal government shutdown of Donald Trump's presidency is now officially underway, this time over dispute for the funding of the border wall promised in his 2016 election campaign. The United States president took a firm stance regarding the funding for the border security project, stating that he will not sign the Senate-approved short-term funding bill as it does not include in its budget the border wall.
Following the lack of funding for the border wall promised to the electorates during his campaign, the US President Donald Trump took a firm stance, refusing to approve the newly drafted funding bill, putting several governmental institutions on shutdown. 6 of the federal departments, including Defense, already have their budget approved and will not be impacted in the shutdown, but 9 other departments and dozens of agencies will be seeing the funding docked. The affected departments include Transportation, Treasury, Justice, Homeland Security, Interior, State, Agriculture, Housing and Urban Development, as well as smaller agencies. The shutting down of these departments will end up in the closing of national parks and incapability for small businesses to take out federal loans, among other inconveniences. Postal service, air travel and social security service will continue to function.
A live carp or store-bought fillets? A real Christmas tree or an artificial one? The more we stray from the essence of Christmas, the more moral quandaries we have to answer.
Christmas is just around the corner. However, the holiday shopping often involves dilemmas with no easy answer. For example, when you buy a traditional carp for Christmas in Poland, should you buy a live fish or the pre-prepared fillets you see in the supermarket? I am buying packed fish because I know I would not be able to kill a live fish. But if anyone wants to buy a live fish, then that is their choice to make. I once saw a lady stuffing her carp into a bucket. This is horrendous. We must remember that every animal is a part of us, and we are part of that animal. Dawid Fabiański of Animal Rescue advises, the tradition is not to buy and suffocate the carp in a plastic bag. The tradition is to eat the fish on Christmas Eve. You could say that custom started a long time ago, when fish would arrive 2 weeks before Christmas. That is why people would keep it in the bathtub, so it would be fresh for the holidays. Why would you want to kill the fish and gut it yourself if the ready-made product is widely available? A similar debate surrounds the other symbol of Christmas, the Christmas tree, as some insisted the fake one does not smell like the forest and it therefore not facilitate the festive spirit as a real tree would. It is best if the tree is live and rooted, then we can use it for years to come, or if you could not store it, you can give it over to the state forest. Fake trees are made from PVC, which is a carcinogen and is not easily recyclable.
można na przykład zwrócić się do lasów.
That's it for today. See you next time on Poland Daily. But stay tuned for the Poland Daily Weather Report, followed by Poland Daily Business.
Welcome to Poland Daily Weather. Let's take a look at the forecast for tonight. It's an overcast night ahead of us with rain in Szczecin and Wrocław, while Olsztyn and Gdansk will see some rain mixed with snow. The same mix is expected in Katowice, Krakow, and Rzeszów. It's a maximum 3 degrees in western as well as southern Poland. The lowest temperatures will be found in the north, with 0 degrees in Gdansk, Olsztyn, and Bydgoszcz. And now the forecast for Sunday. Another overcast day across the country. Rain is expected in Szczecin and Wrocław, while rain mixed with snow will be seen in the north in Gdansk and Olsztyn, as well as in the south in Katowice, Kraków, and Rzeszów. The highest temperature, 4 degrees, will be experienced in Koszalin and Wrocław, whilst Gdansk and Bydgoszcz will be the coldest cities in Poland with only 2 degrees. Thank you for watching, and a very good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Poland Daily Business. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. The latest figures on the level of unemployment have been released and show that the situation is better than expected by the experts. According to the Polish Central Statistical Office, GUS, unemployment stood at 5.7% in November, unbudged for the past 3 months. The economists are expecting a slowdown in the European as well as the Polish economy and had forecasted that November would be the first month in 2018 in which the unemployment rate would increase. Back in early 2016, more than 10% of working-age Poles were unemployed, showing by contrast the improvement of the situation in less than 3 years. Just a few hours after the press conference in which Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki promised that the government will take measures to keep energy prices from rising, a newly drafted law meant to achieve that goal surfaced on the website of the Polish Parliament. According to the new law proposal, the excess tax paid by the consumers of electricity will decrease from 20 zlotys per megawatt per hour to 5. The new bill is expected to be approved by the parliament next week. Domestic tourism grows increasingly profitable, as the number of tourists in Poland staying overnight in their travel destinations increased by over 6% year-on-year, from 27.6 million to 29.3 million in the first 10 months. According to the data released by the Central Statistical Office of Poland, the uptick in tourist use of accommodation follows the ongoing upward trend for the past few years, repeatedly rewriting annual records. The publication also listed the countries of origins from which tourists frequent Poland, putting Germany first, followed by UK, and Ukraine on the third. That's it for today. Coming up next, Alexander Wojcicki with his guests.
Poland Daily Business Edition. Our guest tonight is President of Polish Space Agency, Dr. Grzegorz Brona. Sir, welcome to the show.
Good evening.
You are ruling the agency a few months right now, and the Polish Space Agency means cooperation with other nations, normally with European Space Agency, but also with other countries that are very much involved in a space race. One of them is Ukraine.
Yes, indeed. If you would like to take part in the international space race, you have to think internationally. So we have to find partners not only in Europe or the European Union states among them. We have to go outside. We are talking with Ukrainians. We know that they developed a lot of technologies, the technologies that are connected with rockets, with satellites, and other systems, space systems. So we can learn from them how to actually create or co-create these technologies. And then what we can give them is the European market, right? So both sides are winning in this cooperation. We are learning, they are gaining a direct access to the European market.
Which technologies you mean by, which technology from your point of view are most interesting for us in Ukraine?
Well, in my opinion, there are two areas that are very much interesting to us. One of them is rockets. So as you may know, that Ukrainians do have their own rockets. They do not launch them from Ukraine, but they are producing not only components, but the whole rockets in Ukraine. And the second area is connected with the Earth observation satellites. So Ukrainians also possess a technology of how to create a satellite and how to operate a satellite. So we can learn from them in these two areas. This is actually connected with different, I would say, areas in Poland, like the civilian area or the military area also. Well, the other possible way of cooperation is a cooperation between universities, Polish universities and Ukrainian universities. There's actually one project that is starting now between Poznań University and Kyiv University. These two universities decided to create their own common one satellite, a small satellite that will be created by students. This will be, I hope, an Earth observation satellite, and it will be launched, well, let's say, in 2022.
Will this be another microsatellite? Or
This will be a microsatellite. Some of the satellite will be created in Poland by the Poznań University. Some of the satellite will be created in Kyiv at the Kyiv University.
So again, do you see those microsatellites created by students as an entry for the young people to the space organization, for the space industry?
Oh yes, I think that the best way to teach students how to do space business or space science is to give them an ambitious task. And one of these tasks could be to build or create a small satellite, then to launch it, and then to operate this satellite. It learns a lot of different things, how to manage the project from the beginning up to the end.
And it has to be done up to the highest professional standards, because you cannot fix anything on space.
Exactly. In space, there's no way to fix the broken satellite, at least at the moment. So the students are not attending dedicated courses. They are learning on a project how to proceed, right? So this is a hands-on experience. And an international cooperation in this area is a must. We are planning to have this cooperation not only with Ukrainians, we are also looking at different countries, and we are trying to convince our students to share a project of, for instance, building a satellite.
So, very interesting development in front of us, and we will definitely keep in touch with this, and we'll definitely talk to you later on, because it's interesting. Mr. Grzegorz Brona, president of Polish Space Agency, was our guest tonight, sir. Thank you for coming to the studio.
Thank you a lot.
And that was it for tonight's Poland Daily Business.
Welcome to Poland Daily Weather. Let's take a look at the forecast for tonight. It's an overcast night ahead of us with rain in Szczecin and Wrocław, while Olsztyn and Gdansk will see some rain mixed with snow. The same mix is expected in Katowice, Krakow, and Rzeszów. It's a maximum 3 degrees in western as well as southern Poland. The lowest temperatures will be found in the north, with 0 degrees in Gdansk, Olsztyn, and Bydgoszcz. And now the forecast for Sunday. Another overcast day across the country. Rain is expected in Szczecin and Wrocław, while rain mixed with snow will be seen in the north in Gdansk and Olsztyn, as well as in the south in Katowice, Krakow, and Rzeszów. The highest temperature, 4 degrees, will be experienced in Koszalin and Wrocław, whilst Gdansk and Bydgoszcz will be the coldest cities in Poland with only 2 degrees. Thank you for watching, and a very good night.
Welcome to Poland Daily Culture. Every day we'll bring you the people, the places and the works that have shaped Poland's rich cultural history from the past and present. We begin our cultural journey with one of the country's most renowned figures and one of music's earliest superstars, Frédéric Chopin, an outstanding composer and a truly phenomenal pianist. Throughout our series on Chopin, we will show you the music that made him such a memorable figure, explain his distinctive musical approach, we'll explore his life outside of Poland and illustrate how his name and legacy continues to have a huge influence in his home country and abroad.
So where would you say is the best place for a kind of beginner to Chopin to start?
Except of my documentary. You see, I mean.
Go ahead, tell us.
Yes, I did. In 2010, I did a documentary on Chopin Reloaded. It shows how Chopin affects many fields in contemporary life. And we shouldn't start from Chopin shampoo, Chopin pencil with the Chopin, and all those thousands of gadgets. We should start, I don't know, anywhere, just to find a good performance somewhere around. Like I said, Marta Racherić, Artur Rubinstein, maybe Janusz Olejniczak, maybe Gary Colson. There are thousands of performers. And you can open, any YouTube or any site which gives you the contact with a live performance. Or better is to find the concert, because there is no other experience like live music. And no, not like, filming the live music when people start to play. Just to open for the live music, live performance, that it's very unique. And where to start? I don't know. You can start from video games with Chopin music. You can start from documentary. You can start from live performance, which I prefer. It could work. Maybe this time it's not going to work. Maybe it's going to work in 10 years, because you have to have this kind of space in you, this kind of string in you, as I mean as a musical string. To play on. And if there will be Chopin, good. That could be Chopin, Beethoven, Verdi, whatever. But try and keep trying.
Visitors of Warsaw can easily be immersed in Chopin's breathtaking masterpieces by simply walking down the main street of Krakowskie Przedmieście Street, where numerous cast-iron musical benches are located. A gentle tap of the button brings upon centuries and centuries of culture in its distilled form, delivered by musical notes echoed around the street.
There are 15 musical benches that have been placed at key sites connected with Chopin's life. Made of cast iron and polished black stone, these benches, designed by Professor Jerzy Poremski, feature a button which, when pressed, plays a 30-second segment of Chopin. They also come equipped with a route map as well as a brief explanation in Polish as well as in English as to the site's relevance to Chopin. However, that's not all. These benches see Chopin go techno. Each one comes subscribed with a QR code. Scan it and you'll be rewarded with free access to Chopin's melodies, facts, figures, and photographs. So if you'd like to listen to some music while walking on Krakowskie Przedmieście, it's just as easy as this.
I'm assuming you've seen or spoken to people from different countries about Chopin. Do you feel that even though there is a universality to it, that there is a different way of perceiving it in different countries, like from people abroad in comparison to Poland?
I agree that the reception of Chopin is different in any person, not only in some countries. Maybe if it depends. Where did you find Chopin for the first time, for example? If you were a kid trying to play the piano, it was the different way. So it's usually in Japan that there was thousands of people playing the piano, thousands of kids playing the piano. That's why Chopin was so popular, and it was so kind of dream to be able to play Chopin, because it's not like this that you start and in the first year you could perform properly the easiest Chopin's work. And so it depends where you find the Chopin for the first time. Now when you have access to every music, it changes. Maybe in 20th century, it was like this. The Latin people, for example, had this strong connection to nocturnes, and nocturne was their favorite genre. Maybe Poles were affected by their history and by the context of history with polonaises. Somehow it happens that mazurka was the favorite Japanese genre. So maybe it was like this that we were divided. Somehow it depended on a reception, on the use of Chopin's music. But I think now we have open access to every piece of music. You can find on YouTube everything what you want. You can ask for the best and the worst performance, and you can have it like this. So I think it's a question of stereotypes from 20th century, that different people have different views on Chopin. Let's just open to the music and let's see if it works or not.
Frédéric Chopin's music has a universal appeal and have undoubtedly touched the souls of millions around the globe. It is of little wonder that Warsaw, Poland is regarded as one of the most important cultural icons of classical music and a well-traveled destination for those of whom who wish to experience Chopin's cultural heritage and be fully immersed in the environment beloved by the musical titan.
Hi, I'm Phil Goss with Poland Daily. We're here at the Royal Castle in Warsaw today to talk to the historian and the curator, both responsible for the exhibit Znaki Wolności, or Signs of Freedom. Continuing our talks about Polish history right after World War I with Dr. Krzysztof Jabłońka. Dr. Jabłońka, tell me, how was it that Poland was able to come together uniting three separate legal entities into one?
Przed I wojną światową był bardzo znany tak zwany trójkąt trzech cesarzy.
Before World War I, there was a very famous area where two rivers joined, known as Three Emperors' Corner. On one side of the rivers was the German Empire, on another the Russian Empire, and in the south the Austrian Empire. When the three empires fell as a result of World War I, the three states, which had different currencies and two different widths of railway track, had to be united. This seemed very difficult from a logistical and technical standpoint.
Entuzjazm był jednak tak ogromny, że Polacy w ciągu 2 lat pokonali te trudności.
The enthusiasm was, however, so great that the Poles managed to get it done in 2 years and achieved a territorial unity as soon as the Treaty of Versailles gave Poland the previously German-run areas. The Poles reached the Baltic Sea, where a wedding took place in which General Haller threw a platinum ring into the sea.
Druga bardzo istotna rzecz, mianowicie wprowadzono wspólną walutę.
A common currency was introduced, the zloty, which was authentically gold. Education was developed. Fortunately, the Austrian side had a considerable amount of officials who spoke Polish and understood their tasks. They got sent to all the other territories, organizing them into a new state known as the Second Polish Republic. With enormous effort, all three territories were consolidated.
Ogromnym wysiłkiem społecznym doszło do konsolidacji wszystkich tych trzech terytoriów, a nawet
a fourth territory known as Kresy, more distant eastern lands going all the way from Latvian to Romanian borders, were inhabited by people of many nationalities. There were Lithuanians in the north, Belarusians in the middle, and Ukrainians in the south, and they were all taken under the umbrella of the Second Polish Republic, a continuation of the First Great Polish Republic of the 16th to 18th century.
Pierwszej Wielkiej Rzeczpospolitej XVI-XVIII wieku.
So tell me, what was the strategy behind organizing these three entities into one? And in your opinion, did it work?
Przede wszystkim strategiczne były przesłanki.
There were strategic premises. A coal route was quickly built from Silesian Zaglebia, which became Polish in 1922, up to the port in Gdynia, which was very quickly built in 1923, when the Treaty of Versailles cut off access to Gdańsk, the old Polish port.
Kiedy traktat wersalski odciął dostęp do Gdańska, starego portu polskiego, ale rzeczywiście zamieszkałego przez Niemców. Tylko pamiętajmy, że to byli Niemcy Rzeczpospolitej, którzy
Although it was used by Germans, it should be noted they were Germans from the Polish Republic, who had previously defended the city from the Prussians. This area had to be replaced with a new harbour in Gdynia. A central industrial ship was formed at the meeting point of the strategic Vistula and San rivers, which held all of the Polish Republic's reinforcements and became the newly created heart of industry, allowing for the armament of the country.
Umożliwia uzbrojenie kraju. No niestety granice były niekorzystne.
Unfortunately, the borders were unfavorable. 1,200 kilometers with Germany both to the west and north, where Eastern Prussia remained. Then also a huge 1,400 kilometers border with the increasingly powerful Union of Soviet Republics. This was a major threat. There were two contingency plans. Plan Z, the western plan for a fight with the Germans, and Plan W, the eastern part for a fight with the Bolsheviks. The General Staff under the leadership of Marshal Józef Piłsudski wondered which of these countries would attack Poland first.
Thank you for that, Dr. Jabłońka.
This year, Poland is celebrating the 100th anniversary of regaining its freedom. Poles have been celebrating all year long with hundreds of art shows, exhibitions, and cultural events. The Royal Castle in Warsaw has contributed by hosting the exhibition entitled Signs of Freedom, allowing visitors to gain insight into Poland's struggle for freedom between 1914 and 1989. we had the opportunity to speak with Professor Łukasz Kosowski, curator of the exhibition, about the daunting challenge Poles had to unite the three parts of the country, which had been annexed by three different occupying powers for well over a century. Talking today with Dr. Łukasz Kosowski. More information about the exhibit here at the Royal Castle in Warsaw. Dr. Kosowski, tell us, what kinds of pieces do you have which exhibit, for example, the unification of Poland after World War I?
To niezwykle ciekawy okres w historii naszego kraju.
This is an extremely interesting period in the history of our country. Before this, you have nothing. Poland doesn't exist on the map. It's torn into three parts: Russia, Prussia and Austria, and this needs to be formed into one.
System polityczny, przemysł, różne poziomy tego przemysłu.
The political system has to be unified, the different levels of industry, the language, because there was a Russification and Germanization in the occupied areas, a military system and so on. There is complete chaos prevailing on these lands after the First World War. It is really a miracle that it was possible to do this, an incredible miracle.
Minister Kwiatkowski stawia na rozwój.
The famous Minister of Industry and Trade, Eugeniusz Kwiatkowski, focuses on the development of industry, on the construction of the so-called Central Industrial District, and at the same time on the access to the sea. So therefore he decided on the construction of the deep sea port in Gdynia. The dream was for Gdynia to become like New York City. The modern magnificent port gets built. That's one moment.
To jest jeden moment. Drugi moment to zagospodarowanie ściany wschodniej.
Another moment is the development of the eastern side of the country, and here we get something resembling the Wild West in America, the discovery of oil fields, which are then heavily exploited. Thousands of oil wells appear.
Powstają na tych ziemiach, awans społeczny tysięcy ludzi, którzy często nie umieją po prostu pisać.
There is tremendous social advancement for thousands of people who often can't read or write, but do great business on these lands thanks to the oil. So these three elements, access to the sea in Gdynia with the construction of shipyards of modern industry, the Central Industrial District and the miracle of the oil, causes Poland to quickly move forward.
Sprawia, że Polska rusza do przodu.
Dr. Kosowski, tell us, what do you have in your exhibition that would depict the splendor of Warsaw, Warsaw when it was known as the Paris of the North?
To rzeczywiście był Paryż północy, jak na tamte czasy.
It really was the Paris of the North in those times. It was a dynamically developing metropolis. It was a modern architecture, in fact, modernism.
Ale też centrum, co oczywiste, jako stolica Polski, centrum polskiej polityki.
The city planners employed advanced strategies of urban planning, but also obviously as the capital of Poland, the center of politics, diplomacy, parliamentarianism and the reform of parliamentarianism, just a beautiful city with perspectives for full modernization.
Pełną modernizację. I to się zdarzyło. Na wystawie pokazujemy to za pomocą głównie fotografii dokumentalnej.
We exhibit this mainly with documentary films and photography, but also by showing the lifestyle of the elites, the theater, film, cabaret and music of those years.
I tej lżejszej muzy tamtych lat.
How is it you can show such art forms as cabaret in a museum exhibition?
To bardzo proste. Poprosiliśmy kolegów z polskiej telewizji.
It's very simple. We asked our friends in Polish television to look through their archives and find the best and most popular Polish films and cabarets.
Wielkimi gwiazdami tamtych lat, filmu i kabaretu.
With the biggest stars from those times and arrange them together so they could be watched in a cafe in the exhibit.
Ciekawszych fragmentów, które możemy oglądać w specjalnie
for people to get a taste of the best productions of those times.
I dotknąć jak gdyby najlepszych produkcji polskich tego czasu.
Thank you. With Dr. Łukasz Kosowski, I'm Phil Goss for Poland Daily. We've seen some of how Poland has struggled for freedom in the 20th century. Join us next time here at Poland Daily. I'm Phil Goss.
Welcome to Poland Daily's Christmas extravaganza. We're going to be showing you Warsaw during the holiday season. Right now we'll go through a stroll in the Old Town and we'll see the Christmas market and other sights, including the great Christmas tree in the main square. Accompanying me will be Jeffrey Puzzi and Nicholas Richardson, people who know something about Christmas, both in Poland and in the United States and in the UK. The Old Town is a convivial place at Christmas, and you'll see some sights that will let you know just a little bit about what Warsaw is like during the Christmas season and how much fun it could be. So stay with us on Poland Daily Travel for our Christmas tour about Warsaw. Hi, welcome to Poland Daily Travel. We're here in Warsaw's Old Town. It's cold because it's Christmas, and there's no place like Poland and the capital of Poland for Christmas. Behind me you see the famous Christmas tree and the castle, the royal castle, just behind it. Warsaw comes alive at Christmas time. There are lights and Christmas decorations throughout the whole city. We're going to go and look at the Christmas market, which is very, very nice, and see what they're offering, what kind of Polish specialities they're offering. So stay with us. Poland Daily Travel, Christmas. Merry Christmas. Hi, so I'm joined with, by a couple of my friends. Jeff, who comes from, what, New York and Arizona, right?
Yeah, New York and Arizona.
Right. And Nick, Nick Richardson. No relation whatsoever, but a friend. Okay. And we're going to take a walk through the market. Is this your first Christmas?
But in Warsaw?
In Warsaw?
No, it's the umpteenth Christmas in Warsaw.
The umpteenth, how many is that?
Well, that's somewhere between, umpteen is somewhere between 13 and, well, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, something like that.
Good Lord, you're an expert on Christmas in Poland.
Well, hardly an expert, but yes, I spent a few here, certainly.
Yeah, and you're getting married.
I am in 2 weeks.
And where is that? It's not in Poland, is it?
The wedding's in Bologna, but the family's first coming to Christmas, and we're spending this in Łódź.
Yeah, and who are you? You're marrying a Polish lady, right?
I am. I got trapped, and I can't get out.
Is it a trap?
I think you cannot do much better than a Polish lady.
There you go. There you go. You'll find out later if it's a trap. You'll see later.
Time will tell for sure.
But anyway, it's a Christmas wedding, so good. Have you been to the Christmas market here before?
Yeah, we had to buy a few gifts earlier this year.
Oh, what'd you buy?
We went for the socks made of sheep wool and some earmuffs from fox hair.
You bought earmuffs?
My mom needed a present, and this was from Ola's parents.
But your mom lives in Arizona.
No, she lives in Colorado.
Oh, it gets cold in Colorado.
Yeah, it does get colder, much colder than Warsaw, actually.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Because in Colorado, they probably have snow now. How many Polish Christmases have you had?
This will be the second actual Polish Christmas, but the fourth season spent here.
Okay, well, because Nick's had umpteen.
Well, I have a lot to learn from Nick, so I'm going to sit back and listen a little bit.
I don't know what umpteen means. I guess it's a lot. Okay, should we go for a walk?
Let's go for a walk, yeah.
Let's go for a walk.
Sounds good to me.
Here's some interesting stuff. Look at this. You get your souvenirs here.
Your souvenir fridge magnets.
Yeah, you can see there's a Santa Claus there. Get your Santa Claus magnet. I think I might need one of those. That looked good on my refrigerator. Santa Claus like that. Very nice. Yeah. And all these, I don't know, do you collect refrigerator magnets?
We've got a few actually. I don't consciously collect them, but sometimes you find you have them.
Yeah, I have.
You need a refrigerator that works for magnets.
Well, I got a very tall refrigerator with a metal door, so that it's ideal for fridge magnets.
I always like to get one when I go somewhere, but now I have so many on my refrigerator that my cat likes to attack them and knock them on the floor.
All right.
And gnaw on them.
Cats are evil, though, aren't they? They are evil creatures.
You know, somebody told me.
Crazy cat that you have.
Yeah, I have a crazy cat. He's a big one. But a Maine Coon is a big cat. I heard that some people in Poland don't have Christmas trees if they have cats.
Well, cats like to jump up on Christmas trees.
Right, because cats like to jump on them, but I didn't know that. I don't have a Christmas tree yet. But I might get one just so my cat can jump on
Yeah,
it.
give your cat something.
You want my cat something to do.
You want the
It'd be
cat
great.
to knock it over, or do you need to tie it up and see how much work the cat can do?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look, there's a snow globe. Is that a, there's a, yeah, that's a nice one. Just shake that up. Rosebud. Rosebud, you know, for Citizen Kane fans, you know. Okay, thank you very much. Dzień dobry, pani. Dzień dobry.
I think as we move along, it's going to get more Christmassy. This is just the introduction.
Exactly right. Just the beginning of the Christmas adventure.
See, they're just opening up with all this kind of stuff, you know. Where did you buy your earmuffs?
Oh, a few stands down, about halfway down the Christmas market.
Down this part of the market?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
About
Okay,
halfway
well,
down.
maybe you can show us where you got it.
All right, sounds good.
And look at all these, if you like candy or sweets. Oh, look. Excuse me, ma'am, can I see this I Love Warsaw? Wow, everybody speaks English. The thing about it is all these vendors speak English because there's so many tourists. I love Warsaw. It's true. It's good that it's a heart shape because that's how I feel. But the vendors speak English because they have so many tourists that come here.
Yeah.
And it's very helpful. The tourists come from all over the world here to Warsaw. And a lot of people come at Christmas time for the atmosphere. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. It's very kind. Thank you. You have a great day. Yeah. Let's keep walking. See what we can find out. I think we need to get some warm wine. Who's got money?
I do.
Let's buy some wine.
Yes.
Let's see, what can we buy here? Do they have hot wine?
I think we only have
cheese.
Polish traditional cheese.
Look at this cheese. This is very nice.
From the mountains.
Yeah, this is the mountain cheese. Come over and let's have a look at that. That looks really good. Hey, let's keep walking. Maybe we can find some hot wine.
Right, that hot wine would be very welcome.
What do you call the hot wine in Polish? I still always think of the German name of Glühwein.
What is the? Yeah, I think of Glühwein. What's it called? The Polish hot wine? I forget. What?
Żaniec.
Żaniec. Thank you. Somebody heard us off camera.
Thank you for your help.
Żaniec. It's here. We found it.
There we go.
We found it.
Let's get some.
Yes, it's here. Excellent.
Let's get 3 of those.
Yes, let's go.
You get us 3 of those?
Yeah.
But is there anyone here?
It might be
Is there
self-serve.
anyone working here?
There's a bell. The civilized
Hello.
way.
Hello.
Żaniec in
Żaniec.
Polish.
Żaniec. Here it says Żaniec right there.
Yeah.
Hi.
Żaniec.
What's your name? Beata. Could we have 3 of your fine Żaniec wines, please? Because it's a perfect day for that.
Yes.
And you see, she speaks English too.
I know, this is
They all
remarkable.
speak English.
This is
Perfect
remarkable, isn't it?
Well, no, it's not to us. I mean, we think everybody speaks English. Wherever we go, you know how we are.
Americans do like to assume.
He's from Arizona. I'm from Virginia, and he's from England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, lovely to be here.
Nice to meet you.